Listen to me.
No, you listen to me for a change. I've heard enough of all you've done for me, which amounts to nothing, and I've seen too much of how you've robbed Mother so that you can go out drinking and boasting and throwing your chest out in every cafe and bar in Genoa. So I'm going, and if I earn any money, it'll be for her, not for you.
Niccolo.
I must go now, Mother. You pack my best suit?
Yes, dear. You'll take great care of it, won't you?
Yes, I will.
Oh, dear, I hope you haven't forgotten anything. Will it be long before I see you again, Niccolo?
No longer than I can help, Mother.
I'll pray for you, my son.
I'll try and make you proud of me, Mother. Here. This is for you. But promise, don't give any of it to Father.
But what will you do?
Oh, I'm all right. I have some. Goodbye, Mother.
Goodbye, Niccolo. Oh, Niccolo, your food for the journey.
Goodbye, Mother.
God bless you, my son.
Well, your father, he's safe and on his way to the Emperor. He should reach Toulon by this evening. Is he well? Has life in that dreadful prison? What did he say? Did he send me any message? But he lives for the day when we shall all be together again. Thank heaven he's safe at last. More to the point, thank Paganini. My dear, one doesn't thank musicians, one pays them. How did your father look?
Dirty, unshaven,
But terribly handsome. Can I have something to eat? Darling, haven't you had anything? Well, I knew how anxious you'd be. How thoughtless of me. You must come and have something at once. Come along.
But, Senior, every gentleman...
I keep telling you that I'm not a gentleman. I'm a lawyer.
But...
You shall receive the full legal fare just as though this were a regular coach plying for hire to Parma.
A prince could do no more.
All you have to do is to show me your license.
License?
My good fellow, don't tell me that you haven't a license.
I've never heard of such a thing, Signor.
In that event, you're endeavoring to obtain money under false pretenses. It's unfortunate, but you'll have to spend the rest of your life in jail.
Jail? This is terrible, Signor. And not for myself, you understand, but for my wife, my 10 children. Not to say my poor old mother who suffers with the itch. What am I to do, Senor?
That is your problem. Meantime, on to Parma, you miserable rogue. Oh, no, wait. If you stir from this spot, I'll have you thrown into jail. And your mother. Itch and all. Congratulations, Signor. I perceive that you are a man of talent.
And I perceive that you are a man of taste.
Allow me to present myself. Luigi Germi, advocate and Bachelor of Law.
Niccolo Paganini, fiddler.
Setting out to conquer the world.
Well, that was my aim, but first I intend to conquer Parma.
With that shapely piece of wood and the intestines of a cat.
You laugh, Signor. You find it so fantastic?
Oh, no, no, indeed. Far from it. The exquisite stridulations of your violin brought me to your side like a bee to a flower. But alas, the world can only be conquered by selling oneself at the highest price. Because everything is judged by its price, be it music or macaroni. For me, the spoken word, and for you, each note of music has a cash value. And yet your golden notes are wasted upon the air, and my silver words upon you.
Oh, please, senor, no, not entirely.
I thank you. But who knows, they They may not prove to be bread upon the water.
I sincerely hope you're right, but I very much doubt it.
Well, I was thinking of the future, not the present. Properly represented, you might well become famous. In brief, you need a manager, senor. And as I happen to be disengaged at the moment, I thought, I hoped that...
In brief, I need a meal.
As a matter of fact, I'm infernally hungry, too. So we meet at the best possible time to form a partnership. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. Come, senor, our carriage waits. To Parma, and then the world.
In Parma, we let rooms to men of substance or honest workmen, but never to musicians. I'm fond of music, but I must pay the rent.
Is it possible, signora, that you fail to realize that this gentleman is none other than Signor Paganini?
There was a pianist here once called Razio Bellino. But even with a name like that, he starved to death.
Do you doubt our ability to pay?
Yes, signor. But a week's rent in advance would settle the matter.
For you, signora, perhaps. But how do we know that this apartment will suit us? What do we know of your cooking?
There's spaghetti bolognese on my stove at this moment that would tempt the saints. Just wait until you eat.
An excellent suggestion, signora. Food first, business afterwards. Let us know when it's ready. Oh, no wonder this is a country of great painters. Such inspiration. Such eyes. Such a figure. Such... Ah, signora. Dangerous woman. Naughty. Dangerous woman. We're in.
I'm ashamed of you, Jim. It's so unsubtle. But it worked.
Well, the next move is yours, my friend. Win that Stradivarius.
Don't worry about that. Wish I knew where Mademoiselle de Vermont lived.
Yes. You can tell Mademoiselle de Vermont when you find her that you'll give her the recital that she asks, future engagements permitting. But first, win Puccini's Stradivarius.
Certainly, master. Signor Paganini. You are Signor Passini?
I am. You have a message for me?
Yes. Rizzi of Genoa told me to tell you that I accept your challenge.
Rizzi? Oh, yes.
And I might add that I came here to win a violin, not to be laughed at.
Well, come on. Your Eminence, may I present Signor...
Paganini.
Paganini.
Sorry to have disturbed your Eminence.
Young people never disturb me, my son.
Well, before attempting the impossible, perhaps you'd like to view the promised land. These are my violins. An Martin, Guarnerius.
Stradivarius.
Well, go on, take it out.
A wonderful prize for so light a task.
You'll be better able to judge of the lightness of the task, my young friend, after you've seen my manuscript.
Signor Passini is a master of technique. His music is exceedingly difficult.
The finer the work, the easier it is to play.
Listen to that. The fellow might be the greatest violinist in the world.
I am.
Such self-esteem does you no credit, my son.
I was not boasting, Your Eminence.
I can only hope that my composition will prove worthy of your talent.
If it is well constructed, I will play it.
It will be enough if you can play the arpeggio variations. Well?
Attractively embellished, but the theme is simple.
I am flattered, maestro.
And beautifully scored.
Play it, and you shall have any instrument in my collection. Fail, and I shall be glad to see the back of your impudence.
I will play it, Signor.
Signor Paganini.
I'm sorry.
Sorry?
I played that last phrase disgracefully.
But you brought the whole thing to life.
We were deeply moved. You'll agree that he's won the violin.
But of course, my dear friend, you've achieved the impossible.
You have a quality which invites and disarms criticism, which is a quality of genius. But remember, success is a heavy burden to carry.
I've known a heavier. Poverty.
Poverty is a burden which is shared by many. Success must be carried alone. God bless you, my son.
And now, I hope you'll choose some instrument from my collection. Try them all. Choose the one which suits you best.
If I may, I'll keep Stradivarius. With this violin, I could talk to the world. By God's will. Oh, look at it, Jamie. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. Look at that back. Look, see? And the scroll. You can't imagine the mysterious, bittersweet quality of its tone. I tell you, Jeremy, with this fiddle, I can't fail.
I wish you'd realize that success doesn't necessarily come to those who think they deserve it.
Here I'm talking about something sacred. You start uttering your pompous banalities. You're not in court now. And stop feeding yourself. I tell you, I can't fail.
I tell you to wait until after your first concert. Anyway, I enjoy feeding myself.
How due is the rent? You answer that.
A letter for you, Signor.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, no, it's for Signor Paganini. It was brought by a servant in livery. I hope my house is not too humble for you.
Oh, on the contrary. Your kindness to us can never be repaid. I'm afraid. Who's it from?
Listen, I've been searching Parma for my colleague in crime. Then today, Signor Passini told me that you've won his Stradivarius by your incomparable playing. I want my friends to see and hear you. Will you play to us next Thursday evening at my mother's house, Jean de Vermont?
No mention of payment. It's a nice, cheap way of entertaining their friends, isn't it?
Oh, Jeremy, you're impossible. Jeremy, don't you understand? I found her.
I'm afraid you have.
Oh.
Musician?
Yes.
Servant's entrance. Round at the back.
You read?
Loud and clear.
It's taken upstairs, no?
And I read.
Whoever is this? He's a friend of mine, Mamma.
You follow me, Signor.
He's not very presentable.
We owe him a great deal.
The Countess! The country!
Signor Niccolo Paganini.
It's so good of you to come. Signor Paganini is going to play the violin to us, Mamma. Ah, now I understand. How do you do? So it was you who made animal noises to help my husband to escape. Signor Paganini is no ordinary violinist, Mamma. I remember there was a man in Paris who danced, sang, and turned somersaults while he played the violin. But my mother would never allow me to witness the performance.
You must have been very versatile, madam.
The Vicomte and Vicomtesse d'Avaranche.
Please don't be angry. Mamma meant nothing. If you go out on the terrace, I'll join you as soon as I can. That must be the fiddler we're in for.
As well as a singer?
I thought I should never get away. Would you like something to eat?
No, I'm too nervous.
I'm too excited.
Excited? Isn't this just another party for you?
Oh, no, it's far more than that. I want my friends to hear your music.